A beautiful evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this first episode of Q&A. I hope I will be hosting this program more and more. But for those of you who have been asking me a number of questions since elections, I want to say thank you, and I'm going to address some of those questions as we continue. First, I'd like to thank the people of Elmwood who supported me tremendously over my campaign period. Of course, my name is Josh Okello, and I was the PC candidate for Elmwood in the 2023 Manitoba general election. It was an honor to work with them. It was an honor to um, go do door to door, and for the amazing support and encouragement that I got, it was tremendous. I was very happy to have taken part in that process. So the people of Elmwood, I want to say thank you very much for voting and supporting me. Even though we didn't cross the finish line successfully, I still strongly believe that one day there come a time when we will cross that bridge successfully. So stay strong, hold on to the hope and faith that I was talking about over my campaigns until we get to the finish line, which I strongly believe will be coming soon. Now, I also want to thank those people who voted for me. We got over 2,000 votes, which is something I did not expect as a newcomer, as a new entrant in the game that is filled with sharks. So to the 2,000 plus people strongly believed in me and strongly believed in my message and platform, and the party that I ran on, which is the PC Party of Manitoba. I want to say thank you and may God bless you. Words can't express how grateful I am to have you on my side as my supporters. Things didn't go our way, but let's keep on praying that one day, just one day, things the pendulum will swing to our side. Now, I would also like to take this chance to thank all the candidates who placed their names on the ballot, irrespective of whichever party. As long as you put your name on the ballot, I want to say thank you and congratulations. This thing is not easy. Campaigns are not easy. It comes with a lot of work, sweat, and tears. But you made it through. You made it through. So please feel encouraged. Don't be discouraged by the results or numbers that you got. Just know that you did something extraordinary in our province, in our country. And may God bless you. I'd also want to thank specifically the candidates that I ran against. A lot of people don't do this after elections. They don't take time to reflect upon what went right, what went wrong. But I think it is important that candidates do this. I want to sincerely thank German Lombana. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. Who also ran on the Communist Party of Canada, Manitoba. Communist Party of Canada, Manitoba. German Lomban, thank you so much for placing your name on the ballot. I also want to thank Nicholas Gedat. Gedat ran on Green Party of Manitoba. And by the way, Nicholas Gedat, I think is a super cool dude. I ran against him. We met a few times during campaign times, not a whole lot, but most of our conversation with him were on social media. Just a great, awesome guy. And Nick, don't lose hope. Keep on the good fight. And someday, I'm looking forward to working with you. One of these days, in terms of serving our community. Nicholas, you're a great guy. Oh man, I can't express it. And Nicholas was the first candidate to reach out to me and talk about how we wanted to run our campaigns. Very respectful guy. So Nick, may God continue to bless you, and may you continue to have that same spirit of friendly and the sound of reasoning within our community. Then I also want to thank Donovan De Batista, Donovan De Batista, who ran on Liberal. Donovan is a really really cool guy. Doesn't say much, but very methodical on how he addresses issues, on how he tackles and frames his words. Not a careless man with his words. A very very wise guy, I would say. Um, and just very open to discussions, very open to logical discussions. That is something that I highly appreciate with Donovan. So Donovan ran on a liberal, and and I can't say enough about him. Just a great candidate as well. Donovan, keep up the good work. I know you are serving the community in other ways, which I can't openly say in the social media. So may you keep up the good work. May you keep up with the heart that you're having and the compassion and passion that you have for Elmwood. Then, of course, to the one and only Jim Malloway. Jim beat me in the elections. He was, of course, the people's choice in the last election. Also, a great guy. You know, campaigns can sometimes make us say things that we didn't intend to come across the way we did. And Jim Holloway and I had a back and forth debate, which was pretty heated. But after elections, I want to thank Jim for this, by the way. When we were taking out signs, that is the lawn signs and all the campaign signs, I met Jim, and Jim invited me over to come and take a picture, and just we congratulated one another for the great work that we did. Campaigning is not easy, so Jim, I also want to thank you so much, and wishing you God's blessing as you continue to serve our community for the next 4 years. You're a great guy, Jim. Yeah, just words can't just express how grateful I was to run against you. You know, they say you have to be a champion to beat a champion, and Jim, of course, was a champion, and I couldn't beat Jim. So, Jim, this is all yours to enjoy. Congratulations, you're a great guy. I would like to meet with you outside of politics and just talk about how we can make our community better. Jim and I disagree on policies, which we are open about that. He knows, but we agree on a number of things, such as especially those things that are geared towards making Elmwood better. Those things that are geared towards, building our economy, building our province, and making it the best place for families. So Jim, may you continue to seek God's wisdom as you serve the people of Elmwood, and I'll be praying for you that you finish your term successfully before I take it from you. But yeah, you're a source of inspiration for me for sure, Jim. So, Jaman Lombana, Nicholas Gedat, Donovan Batista, Jim. I'm forgetting one candidate. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting one candidate, but let me just check the records here very fast. We had, oh yeah, that's all the candidates that we have. Germain Lombana, Nicholas Gedat, Donovan De Batista, of course my name, Joshua Okello, and Jim Holloway. The candidate that I was forgetting was an independent candidate, but her name did not make it. I don't think, from what I discussed with her, is that she didn't get enough signatures to give to Manitoba elections. That's why she couldn't run. But just a great lady. So also, don't give up. I can't remember your name. I'm pretty sure if I go through my records, I will find it. But I'm sorry, I can't remember your name live. But keep up the spirit. Don't lose hope. These things do happen, and be more engaged with the community than ever before. I believe that sometimes we don't need to fully rely on the government to impact a community. We can impact our community in so many ways, and with the little that we have. So go ahead, keep serving the people of Elmwood, and don't lose hope that your name was not on the ballot. And by the way, I admire your spirit of wanting to serve the people and make our community better. So thank you all. I would also want to congratulate Wab Kanu and the newly elected ministers and the MLAs that made it successfully to become part of the next key decision makers within our province. I'll be praying for wisdom for you. I'll be praying for a spirit that is dedicated to serving the people with honesty and integrity and dignity that the people of Manitoba deserve. So, Wab Kanu, you are a source of inspiration. This is something that did not just happen. It traces its roots back to the history of our country. When the First Nations and took part in a number of battles, including the battle that saw the United States of America White House being burnt down. So the history goes back in time, and Wab Kanu has proven a point that in just a matter of time, things can be made better, things can change, and a leader can be elected if you truly believe in your potentials. So Wab, you have encouraged me. You're a source of inspiration. You are a motivation. And I pray that God will bless you with wisdom that you need to run our province successfully and make it a better place. I also want to congratulate and thank our former Premier, Heather Stephenson, who stood strong and defended this province and made it a better place for entrepreneurs, for students, for teachers, for all areas of life. Governing is not easy, and she did it with a lot of grace. And Heather Stephenson, if you by any chance are watching this, I want to say thank you so much. May God bless you. And the effort that you've done, you made history. You made history in not only our province, but within our country. And when ladies and women who served their countries, in the history book where the ladies and women who served their countries are being written, I would like to see your name featuring in a number of pages because of the dedication that you showed as you are serving as the premier. And as you continue to lead the PC party as we restructure, I also want to let you know that you're a source of motivation to so many women out there, to so many people who are marginalized. And I'm one of them. I'm one of them. You motivate me, you encourage me, and you were one of the key reasons why I even thought of running as a candidate, and with goals of making our province better. So thank you so much for creating a path for so many ladies in our province, in our country, and in the entire world as a whole. You did us proud. And one of the greatest achievements under Heather Stephenson's leadership that I can quote is balancing budget. I like numbers, and I appreciate when things are in order. The budget was successfully done. Of course, every single one of the ministers that served under Heather Stephenson as well, I want to congratulate you and thank you for the great service that you did. Okay, question time. Now, before I go to question, actually it's part of the question. People have been asking me, how did you do in the elections? Did you do well? Did you do good? Did you do terrible? There's one thing to answer that. There's one thing in elections that you either become number one, or being number two is not basically being number two and being number last is kind of the same. when it comes to politics. However, that can sometimes change. But it was a good introduction for me as a new entrant in politics, as a new Canadian citizen. It was an eye opener for me on how to run campaigns, how to be, how to talk with people, how to canvass, how to put my priorities in order, how to communicate and engage with the community. I learned a lot about politics. I learned a lot about leadership. I learned a lot of what it takes to really serve the people. And given opportunity again, I believe that I can deliver, but with the support of the people. I can't do it alone. I will need the people on my side. And, the engagements that I got were awesome. So how did I do? I'm just going to pull the record straight from Manitoba elections page so that you can see for yourself how I performed. I'm going to start with Manitoba schools because they also participated in the election. It doesn't really count in the general election, but they contribute to our civic process by educating students on how they can vote, how they can choose candidates who have got better visions for the community, better platforms for the people, better ideas for different areas of the province. So I also want to congratulate and thank the schools for doing this, teaching civic education to our students so that they can understand the nature of politics, the nature of leadership, and all that goes into putting together a party, how to elect an official, what the roles of an elected official are within our communities and within our economy. So the schools that took part in this, specifically in Elmwood, excuse me, I want to thank you so much for that. This was really, really good. So here are the results. I'm just going to bring them on screen, and then we can start talking about this. I'm going to start with the schools, and here is how the results are looking for the schools. Now, under schools, in Elmwood, Jim Malloway, sorry, this is not the school results, my bad. This is Manitoba elections. Excuse me and pardon me for that. This one is the student vote. So result by candidates, and the blue represents PC Party of Manitoba, which got 36% of the votes. I want to make it clear that this is the school studentvote.ca, which is run by a number of schools, and just a process of educating students on how they can elect officials. So students did participate in the voting in the Manitoba general elections, and they voted. And in Elmwood, the students, about 36% voted for PC candidate, who was Joshua Keller. So they thought that I would make the best MLA if elected. So thank you very much to all the students who took part in this process and elected me as one of their favorite MLA candidates. So I beat Jim Malloway in this one. Thank you so much, Jim, for losing to me on the student vote. I beat Jim Malloway with 469 votes, which is 35.77% of the total vote cast. Then number 2, of course, was Jim Malloway with 451 votes in the vote count, which was 34.40%, as you can see on the screen. So Jim Malloway was a tough opponent, and I don't know, somehow I connected with students, and I want to thank all the students who voted for me. So the students voted for me with 469, beating Jim Malloway, who had 451. So Jim was not an easy customer at all. He was a tough competitor. And as a new entrant, I'm very proud of myself, given that I've By the time when these elections were run, I think I had held my citizenship for 6 months or so. So it was a good performance for a newcomer, I would want to say. So yeah, beating Jim Holloway was an awesome thing. Then the next one was Donovan De Batista, who was a very calculated candidate with 148. Nicholas Gedat had 141, and then Jaman Lombana had 102. Jaman Lombana had 102 votes, taking a total of 7.78% of the total vote cast. And this is how the results were ranked uh, based on participating schools. So Angus McKay had 25 votes, and the counted votes were 19. Lord Wolseley School had 50 votes, and none of them were counted. Mennonite Brethren Collegiate had 500 votes, of which 396 were counted. Miles McDonnell Collegiate had 800, and 586 of those were counted. And Monroe Junior High School had 310, 237 of those were counted. And River Elm School, of course, had 150, but 73 total votes were counted there. So thank you special thanks to all these schools that are teaching civic education and made their students participate in the Manitoba civic elections. So these results are online if you want to see them. So that is how we performed when it comes to performance by school, also represented in a chart. This is for Elmwood. You can look for your area, and for those of you who are watching online, and see how your candidates performed in the elections. So this is where I beat Jim Holloway, and I'm proud about that. So thank you very much to all the students who voted for me. This is now where Jim Holloway beat me on the real votes that actually do count. So on the votes that do count, Jim Holloway destroyed me. And he had 4,927 votes, which is 62.2% of the total votes cast. And then I was following him closely with not closely, I was behind him by nearly half. That's how much Jim Holloway destroyed me, with 2,186. And then Donovan De Batista was number 3. I told you that Donovan was a very calculated candidate in this election. Knew what to say. I was very proud of his performance. 430. Nicholas Gedat with the Green Party had 303. And Communist Party of Canada Manitoba had 74 votes, which contributes to about 0.9% of the total vote cast. So that's how we performed. That's how we did. I want to thank all these candidates once again for putting their name out there and sacrificing it all to serve our community. I would like to get together with all the candidates and just celebrate our performance during this last election, and see how what kind of goals we have for our community. So that is it. Let me bring you back to my screen here. There we go. So that covers how I performed in the elections. It was an awesome race. Very busy though, and I would like to encourage people to participate in the civic education within our province. So something else that people have been asking me is, how am I coping with the loss after election? I'm coping very well with it. I didn't of course, as a candidate, I was expecting to win. That's why I put my name out there. Things didn't go my way. Things went Jim Holloway's way, which I want to thank Jim Holloway's supporters as well for truly believing in him. And I also want to thank my candidates for truly believing in me and voting for me. Though getting 2,000 votes as a newcomer is not easy. So I encourage myself that I live to fight another day. I learned a lot of things during my campaign that I think I will be doing a few things differently if I will be running in the future. yeah, I will be doing a few things differently. So yes, I'm coping very well with the loss, and this is we're living in a democratic country, and where the people gets to decide. People saw it fit that Jim Malloy deserved to serve another term, and I want to thank the people of Elmwood for that. And I also want to request the people of Elmwood that should I choose to run in the next election, please uh, vote for Joshua Kell, and we will be creating history when it comes to development. I have some really cool plans, I have some really cool ideas, and of course, these ideas came from the people themselves when I was conversing. So, still, I will continue to serve the community in a number of capacities, and hope for the best. But yeah, I've been coping well with the loss. I lost to the best candidate. Who else would I rather lose to if not Jim Malloway, the finest we got? Um, Another question that people have been asking me is, what are your views on how we can make Manitoba a better place? So several things that can be done, and PC Party of Manitoba had a really good plan on bringing Manitoba back on track when it comes to economic development. Number one, we need to invest or make Manitoba a brooding zone for technology, a brooding zone for entrepreneurs, and make it Canada's Silicon Valley. We are on the process of doing that. There are a number of technological companies that are coming in our province and are already doing work. Some of them, of course, were organized and started by the PC party government, which I want to congratulate and salute them for. So investing in our economy in that way is very important if we want to see good returns in the future for the hard work that we are doing today. Another way that we can invest in our economy and make it better is by investing in education. I'm a teacher myself, so education means a lot to me. And I would like to see WAB's government invest in education. Now, when I talk about investing in education, say we as a province didn't have enough funds to invest in education and make it competitive, make it the best, because if we want to be competing at the global labor market and have problem solvers in our next economy, then we need to be investing in education. If we can't fully invest in education, I would like to see our province investing, excuse me, our province investing in science and mathematics, those two. Because if we can get science and mathematics right, we will be able to solve a number of engineering problems that we are having. We'll be able to solve a number of health care problems that we are solving, which PC, by the way, did really good at bringing in doctors from other countries and medical professions that are going to be filling the hospitals that we are having. I give PC government, I tip my hats for to them for organizing everything that we are going to start seeing with the new government that we are having in Manitoba. Most of it were done by PC. And I just want to make that categorically clear to the people. Then, of course, we also need to be mindful of our budget. Now, PC balanced the budget by the time it was leaving the party to NDP government. I would like to see the same happen under NDP government. It's still very new. I can't criticize them for a job that they've not done yet. I can only criticize them for a job that they have done or that they are doing. So I'm wishing NDP all the best, and I'm also wishing PC Party of Manitoba all the best. as they will be critiquing, the policies and ideas that the NDP will be pushing forward to the people. That is the role of the opposition, anyways, is to critique and be a watchdog that speaks on behalf of the people when it comes to key issues that can lead the province astray or our country astray or lead it to a better place. It is the role of the opposition to speak on behalf of those things. Now, also, when we are talking about opposition and the party in government, I think the people needs to be put first, because it is the people's voice that get our leaders into places where they are going to be serving us in. So the people's voice needs to be put first, and sometimes that means that we need to swallow our pride and engage each other in bipartisan decision making process if we truly want to serve the people and make our province a better place. So the NDP, of course, has got the majority, which I congratulate them for doing that. It is not easy to win an election, and they did it. So I wish that they will use that opportunity to serve with honesty, with dignity, and with integrity as they are holding the helm for the next 4 years. So that is my prayer, that they will dedicate everything towards serving the people of Manitoba. And then I was asked if I'm interested in running again. Yes, I don't think I'm ready to run again for a political office, to be honest. However, if the people decides that I run for an office, I would run for an office. Just like the community suggested that I run for Elmwood and bring new ideas. I'll still run on the same policies of hope. Hope has been something that has brought me this far in my life. If you kind of know my history, or those of you who have researched a little bit about me and know what I've gone through, it is only through hope that I made it to where I am today. So the same message of hope is what I would like to carry on with. Now, let's also not forget that we are living at a time when people have lost hope in our elected officials, but and this is rightfully so because of lack of performance and disconnect that exists between people's wants, between people's needs, and our politicians' wishes. Very different, very different. So I would like to see a province where people's needs are in line with our leaders, with our elected officials' goals and dreams and ambitions, if we truly want to impact our economy in a positive way. The people are currently hurting. The country is still going under recession. The cost of living is very, very expensive. And of course, this can be attributed to the Liberal government at the federal level, because it all trickles down to what we are seeing today. Then, with that said, I also have to mention that I'm more of a Keynesian economist. So investing in infrastructure, I think, would be one of those key things that that I would like to encourage any government to do, because investing in infrastructure, it can be good telecommunication system, it can be technology, it can be housing, it can be roads. Infrastructure is pretty broad. Getting those rights will lead to a stable economy, and especially a place where we are so blessed as a province geographically. We are the center of the country of Canada. We are just a stone throw away from the US border. We are um, blessed agriculturally. We are blessed with minerals, including rare earth metals that we have in our province that can be tapped and harvested right here at home and make our province better. So we hold so many potentials as a province, so many potentials, and the PC government had the right direction. They were getting it right, um, and you know these these things will one day be implemented. I can tell you that all the great ideas that the party had of making Manitobans' lives better, they will be implemented someday. And sorry, another question. I think that answers that part when it comes to economic development and what I think would be the best things to that a government needs to do to make Manitoba a better place. Of course, number one, invest in education. Invest in education. Make good use of the minerals and resources that we have provincially, and tap into our geographical advantage to trade with other countries. You know, export and import and build our economy using the skills, talents, and knowledge that we have right here within the province, and invest in technology. And invest in technology for sure. And something that I also saw when I was during campaigns, I was invited to attend Red River College. They have a really amazing program which I would like to encourage candidates to that are graduating from high school to start considering. They have amazing healthcare um, uh, program at Red River College. They also have a really good engineering program going on, and this one now goes to beyond just students, investors and businesses that are technologically driven. You can work together. We can work together with Red River College when it comes to innovations, because they have a lab, an engineering lab where you can, if you have an idea, you can send it to them and they prototype for you the idea before you go big scale with it and test it before you get into the market with it, which I thought was a genius idea. It's like one of the most advanced labs, engineering labs I've ever been into. So, for those of you with ideas and would like to try them out, please approach Red River College. I'm not very sure of how the program works. I teach there. I think I would know. I'm in commerce and applied commerce department, so I really don't quite understand how they work. But I know that this is amazing program that they are having. That you guys need to go check out, and they're also very generous with it. Even if you just want to go and tour the place and see what our province can offer in terms of education, you're highly invited to do that. So, Red River, and we have great colleges, U of M, among other universities, the University of Winnipeg, and other colleges that we do have that are offering great. The PA, we have a great university, the north, up north. So many places where we can get education, and education can now be done online, really. So I'm passionate about education. I'm passionate about technology. I'm passionate about pushing our province forward and making it, the business hub, the technological hub, and a brooding zone for entrepreneurs. Those are some of the things that excites me, and I would like to see people, taking advantage of those opportunities and building our province to, a place where people marvel at. I believe that Manitoba can be the Silicon Valley of Canada and North America. And we are headed there, by the way. We are headed there. Another question that people have been asking me is, how do we take part in the electoral process? So many things to put into consideration when you want to take part in any civic duties within our province, or within our country, really, because you are not only limited to the provincial politics. You can take part in city and municipal leadership and politics. You can take part in the provincial politics and also federal politics. Those are the three levels of government that we are having. Now, I would first like you, for you to think of a party that is in line with some of the key fundamental beliefs that you truly believe in, and then you can either join them as a volunteer. These parties out there need lots of volunteer opportunities. They have lots, tons and tons of volunteer opportunities. Even at our community level, the party's office tremendous amount of potentials when it comes to volunteer opportunities. So go out there and give yourself to these civic places and volunteer. It can be to a council. If you have a city council, it can be a municipal government, rural municipal government. They are in need of volunteers. So that's one way of engaging in our civic process. Number two, for the citizens, you can place your name on the ballot just like I did. There's no shame in losing. You know, it is a process to learn, and it makes you actually a better person. It humbles you. Holding an office humbles people in so many ways, and even running, participating in that civic process humbles you in so many ways. Of course, when I was talking with the constituents, people raised so many issues, so many concerns, and I was like, oh man, these things truly needs to be addressed. Things like safety and security of our people. Healthcare was huge. Education was big. Infrastructure was talked about when I was campaigning continuously. Daycare spaces. The parents that are just wishing that they would both work to make ends meet, but they can't because they have young kids. Myself, I do have young kids, but for whatever reason, we just don't have enough capacity in our daycare spaces within our province to take care of all the children that we are having, which is a great thing because we know that the future belongs to those kids. So we better take good care of them. PC Party had a good plan of increasing the daycare spaces. I hope that NDP will borrow that idea and help these young families that would want to take on extra jobs so that they can make ends meet, but they can't because of lack of daycare spaces. So PC government had a great plan, great idea, great budget for that as well, and was geared towards making it a reality within our province. So good plans out there. And of making our province the best place there is, and a competitive province as well at the global market, because that is where we are competing. That is where we are playing. We are playing at a global field, and for us to be successful at it, we have to have the finest and the best players, which we can only do if we get our education right. That's why I'm so passionate about education. It drives me. And I'm very proud about education. Then last question that I'm going to take is, what are you doing now with your life after elections? I have a business that I'm running. I'm a designer by profession. I also teach at a college. And I have a beautiful family that keeps me busy as well, and I do enjoy my time with the family. Campaigns steal a lot of time from people. I was home by midnight, that is after campaigns, and uh, meeting with my volunteers and team and responding to emails and questions that the constituents were asking me. And I still do get those questions on how I can be of help within the community, which I'm still highly engaged in. Um, so once you're once you're a politician, you will forever be a politician. Um, and people are still reaching me out with questions and concerns. People still congratulating me for participating in the last elections, which I really want to thank them for, being so gracious with me and being kind with me, and being very supportive during my campaigns. To everyone who donated, thank you so much for doing that. To everyone um, who voted for me, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. To everyone who volunteered, man, I believe that I had the best volunteers in the entire country working with me. Thank you abundantly. And to my campaign manager, I won't mention his name here, who formulated one of the greatest plans to victory. We came short, but I also want to thank you so much for all the great ideas that you gave me. Very, very knowledgeable campaign manager, has run a number of campaigns. Elmwood was a tough place and still is, but one day, like I said, there come a time when I will serve this beautiful province of ours and country uh, as an elected official, and inspire the next generation of people to truly believe in themselves and truly believe in their ideas and efforts. You know, one thing that and one of the key reasons why I choose to run is to be a voice of the voiceless. Those people who feel neglected, those people who feel like they're the minority, those people who feel they're carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. I want to inspire hope in them. I want them to know that if Josh Okello, a Kenyan born, poor, became homeless in the streets of Toronto, moved to Manitoba with one thing but hope that the world can be made better, and he had the potentials of doing it and getting over 2,000 votes in his first campaigns as a politician, as a leader, as a face of the community, then anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. I want to inspire hope in those people who are barely making ends meet. Things can change if you truly believe in yourself and push just a little bit harder. Just push just a little bit harder, and you will get there. Things can be done differently. And to all the single mothers out there, single parent families that are struggling so hard to bring food on the table, especially during a recession like the one we are going through right now, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. It is that hope that has brought me to where I am today. Don't lose hope. To that immigrant who is constantly worried about what tomorrow is going to bring, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Keep on fighting. Keep on fighting. To the sick in hospital or at home, people who feel like, life has come to its bitter ends. No, don't lose hope. Keep on fighting. Keep on fighting. And you never know what the future holds. I never thought, it had never crossed my mind that I was going to be a politician and run in an election at a provincial level. This is something that I'm so proud of. But I also saw the potentials that each and every one of us do have. So it doesn't matter how much you have in your bank account. It doesn't matter how your background, where you are born, your economic status. No, if you have great ideas, the people will come and support you as long as they can see passion and dedication that you're putting towards your ideas. Don't lose hope. That keyword has been what has carried me through out every single thing that I've gone through. From the time I lost my parents to who I am today. Don't lose hope. That is my keyword. And I want to challenge you to come up with your own keyword that is going to help you navigate the circumstances and challenges of life. With that, I would like to call it an episode. It's been 50 minutes of answering questions and telling you how the campaigns were. The campaigns were awesome. Campaigns were brilliant. I had so much fun. I remember one time things in campaigns, things do go wrong. Like nothing, the days when nothing seems to be working at all. And these volunteers, because it becomes so frustrating when things are not working and you are supposed to be, doing door knocking, talking with people, engaging, and then the my volunteer team were telling me of how things were going wrong and okay, we can't handle this and this is going wrong and prints are not here. Everybody was frustrated, and I was just smiling and laughing, and just telling them that, look guys, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay. And I was just putting on my broad smile and you know enjoying the heat. And one of them asked me that, why are you laughing and we're so frustrated? And I was like, yeah, that's the point. Don't take this thing personal. It Frustrations do come. All we need to do is to check uh, what we are capable of doing as at now with the less that we have, and that is what we build upon. We don't have to be so frustrated about things that are not here. I mean, if we didn't get our print in time, we don't have them. We don't have to be frustrated about that. Just smile it off and move on. um, you know the time when we didn't have people asking us for signs, and we don't have sticks to pin them down with, and we're like, oh my goodness, my team is so frustrated. And I was like, guys, you have fun with this thing. Just have fun with this thing. I'll talk with people who are requesting the lawn signs myself. Pass them over to me, give me their contact. I'll talk with them. And that is basically all I was doing, talking with people, telling them that, look, just give us a little bit of time. We are working on this. We are short on print. We are short on XYZ, and we are going to be solving this problem soon. So having that level of confidence is very important, even when we're going through life challenges. I'm not saying that you have to smile all the time like I do. That's how I cope with difficult circumstances. I smile and think of what my next step is going to be. First thing I do is to smile. Um, so that is how I handle such circumstances. You can also figure out your ways, which by the way, I would like to know how each and every one of you do cope with stressful moments. So just leave your comment below on what you think about this cast today, and if this is something that you think I should continue doing, responding to Q&A, and also sharing a little bit about myself and political life, and of course the word hope that I always truly believe in. Thank you once again for tuning in. Thank you so much for all the candidates who participated in the last election. I want to thank PC Party of Manitoba for believing in me and giving me a chance to raise the flag in Elmwood. I also want to thank NDP for putting on a good fight and becoming the next government. I hope they will lead with sincerity and integrity. Knowing that they are serving the people of Manitoba, who deserve the best, anyways. And I also want to thank all the MLAs, and know that I'll be praying for you. I'm a very religious person, but know that I'll be praying for you. that God will bless you with strength to carry on your task and serve our province. May God bless you. May God bless Elmwood. May God bless the beautiful province of Manitoba. Until the next episode. Thank you. My name is Joshua Kello, and I was the PC Party of Manitoba Elmwood candidate. Good evening.